standing for an invocation. Help us as we journey together. Grant your special blessings on all gathered here today, the parents, families, and friends of our graduates, for their love, support, and sacrifice, our faculty and staff for their patience, insight, expertise, and care. And please bless our Malden Catholic class of 2017, that being strengthened in faith, hope, and love, they may seek you, find you, and always live with your peace. We pray for the intentions of all Malden Catholic and Girls Catholic alumni, particularly our esteemed Golden Jubilarian class of 1967, faithful stewards of the proud traditions in which Malden Catholic is rooted. Father, we remember with love the departed members of our Malden Catholic community, whose names we hold in our hearts. We pray that they now enjoy your close presence. May our graduates joyfully carry forth the Xaverian spiritual values of humility, simplicity, compassion, trust, and zeal, and so help build your kingdom. We make these petitions in the name of Jesus, our brother. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Please be seated. Traditionally, the salutatory address is presented by the second highest ranking member of the graduating class. I'm pleased to introduce the class of 2017 salutatorian, Daniel Mark Beretta.
Good afternoon, Headmaster Doherty, Brother Puccio, administration, faculty, staff, family, friends, and my classmates. Welcome to Malden Catholic's 82nd annual commencement ceremony for the class of 2017. When I sat down to write this speech, I thought of other graduations that I've attended. In my experiences at those ceremonies, I noticed that the speeches seem to come in three categories. First, the very long-winded speech with many big words, complex sentences, and obscure quotes that has the audience taking a nap for 15 minutes. Second, the speech with numerous corny jokes and bad puns that nobody really finds funny and awkwardly laughs at to break the silence. And third, a speech filled with deep inside jokes about the school that go over about 90% of the audience's head. So after consideration, I decided that none of these three were for me. So I went with option D, none of the above. I'm basically just going to reflect on my experience here over our time at MC and talk about the accomplishments and, in my opinion, the greatness of this class of 2017. So here we sit today, all together, for a final time. However, seated before me today is a very different group of classmates than the group at freshman orientation 4 years ago. Our class has undergone countless changes with students, both local and international, transferring in and out of the school from 2 weeks into freshman year until halfway through senior year. And that's a good thing, because it makes us the last man standing, the group that made it through despite any bumps in the road on our 4-year journey. It really is an honor to represent this class as your salutatorian, because ours is a very unique class. I'm very proud to be part of the class of 2017. We have many extremely well-rounded people in the group seated in front of me today. Some of the brightest students here are also some of the best athletes and the most involved people in their clubs and extracurriculars. Among us, we have some Super 8 champs, a 1,000-point scorer, a 4,000-yard rusher, National Merit Scholars, Book Award winners, and many other impressive achievements, both academic and athletic. Most of all, though, we have a lot of great men here that are going to a lot of great schools and that are going to do a lot of great things. Our class has accomplished a great deal while we were here, and I am confident that we will continue to do so in the years to come. Today is an emotionally confusing day for all of us. It is a day of excitement. We're all excited to get our diplomas, to get out of here, and move on to the next part of our lives. It is a day of anticipation. We are all anticipating our futures and what happens next after this. It is a day of reflection. We are thinking about all the memories we have of high school, both good and bad, but hopefully mostly good. Above all, though, it is a day of change. Nothing will ever be the same after today. This chapter of our lives is over. We entered here as young boys 4 years ago, and now we're all grown up, ready to move on to the next chapter. Now, I feel that I've gotten to know pretty much all of you over the past 4 years, whether we've had classes together, played sports together, or did service together. So when someone asks me what I'll remember most about Malden Catholic High School, I have to say, it's you guys. It's not the tests, or the classes, or the long assignments. No. It's the laughs we had, the fan sections, the bus rides to and from games, the team dinners, the practices, the lunch table conversations. That's the stuff I'll remember forever, and that's the stuff I'll miss. I'd like to conclude by extending my thanks to everyone here. To the administration and all the higher-ups, thank you for all you do to keep the school running smoothly every day. To the teachers and coaches, thank you for all your time and effort. You have all been such inspirational figures to us over our time here. To the parents and relatives, thank you for all you've done, because none of us would be here if it wasn't for your love and support. Personally, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for always having my back and supporting me in everything I've done. I love you guys. And finally, a message to my classmates. No matter what you do after today, do it to the best of your ability. Always believe in yourself and your capability to bring about change in the world. If you live every day of your life to the fullest, you will never be disappointed. It was a pleasure spending these past 4 years with you, and I wish all of you nothing but the best for the future. Congrats, boys. We made it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. There are 136 members of the class of 2017 graduating today. 132 will enter institutions of higher learning. Of that number, 127 will enter four-year colleges, universities. Our graduates will attend 65 different colleges and universities located throughout the country, in Massachusetts, various states, Canada, Australia, and Ireland. One student will attend Career Institute, one will enter immediately into the workforce, and two students will take their talents to junior hockey programs and postgraduate studies. Many Malden Catholic graduates will attend college with full or partial scholarships or direct grants. These awards are offered by colleges, government agencies, private corporations, and civic organizations. Scholarship award monies for the class of 2017 have a four-year value of over $17 million. We congratulate the class for this outstanding record of achievement. Just to name a few, a sample of colleges granting scholarships to our students include Assumption College, Bentley University, Boston College, Boston University, College of the Holy Cross, Columbia University, Merrimack College, Northeastern University, Sacred Heart University, St. Anselm College, Stonehill College, Suffolk University, the University of Massachusetts at Amherst and Lowell, Villanova University, and Wentworth Institute of Technology. To respect family privacy, Malden Catholic does not announce the names of students who have received scholarships, grants, or financial aid. Additionally, many students will receive various other local scholarships which have not yet been announced. The diplomas that we present now to these young men read as follows: Malden Catholic High School, Malden, Massachusetts. This certifies that the candidate named, having satisfactorily completed the requirements for graduation as prescribed by this school and approved by the Board of Educators of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Congregation of the Brothers of St. Francis Xavier, is hereby awarded this diploma. In testimony whereof, we hereby affix our hand and seal at Malden, Massachusetts, this 20th day of May, 2017. I now call on Mr. Thomas Doherty, headmaster, to confer diplomas on the following candidates for graduation.
A biographer will be reading a short narrative as each member of our senior class crosses the stage and receives his diploma. Therefore, we kindly ask that you hold your applause until all graduates have received their diplomas. Thank you. Frederick Joseph Denisco.
Fred resides in Bedford. He is a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and served as the president of the Student Council and the financial chair of Habitat for Humanity. He was a recipient of the Rochester Boston Loam Science Award and a four-year member of the track and swim teams, serving as captain of both. Fred will attend the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada in the fall.
Max Thomas Doherty.
Our valedictorian, Max resides in Woburn. An SFX scholar and Harvard Book Award winner, Max holds membership in both the Spanish Honor Society and the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, for which he served as a treasurer. Max was a captain and a four-year member of the mock trial team, for which he received the Brother Tim Hoey Leadership Award. He was also an officer of the Spanish Club and a member of the Student Council and Habitat for Humanity, In the fall, Max will attend Boston College.
Daniel Mark Barletta.
A resident of Saugus and the salutatorian of the class of 2017, Danny served as treasurer of the student council, is a 3-time National Spanish Exam gold medal recipient, and the Harvard Book Award winner. He has been a member of the baseball and football teams, Lancers in Action, and the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Danny will attend the University of Connecticut in the fall.
Christopher Schwarzy.
Christopher hails from Melrose. His brother, Connor, was a member of the class of 2015. Christopher was the treasurer of Habitat for Humanity, a writer for the Crystal 99, and the cultural chair of the student council. He is a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and the recipient of the Notre Dame Book Award. Chris will attend Cornell University in the fall.
John Stephen Albanese.
Jack comes from Medford. He was the recipient of the Brown University Book Award, the president of the National Honor Society, vice president of Habitat for Humanity, and a member of Lancers in Action. He was also the recipient of the Tri-County League All-Star Award in indoor track. Jack will attend Trinity College in the fall.
John James Corbett.
John resides in Watertown. He was a member of the lacrosse team for 4 years. He was the recipient of the Brandeis University Book Award, the president of Habitat for Humanity, and the vice president of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Having been awarded a 4-year Navy ROTC scholarship, John will attend Villanova University in the fall.
Cameron James Arrigo.
Cam hails from Burlington and was a team captain for lacrosse, as well as a 4-year member of the golf and hockey teams. He was recipient of the Dartmouth College Book Award and a gold medal on the National Spanish Exam, and he was inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Cam will attend Boston College in the fall.
Michael Santongo Magura.
Michael, a resident of Malden, was a National Merit Scholar, an SFX Scholar, and the Elmira College Key Book Award winner. A gold medalist in both the National Spanish and Latin exams, Mike was also a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, Habitat for Humanity, and an executive board member of Lancers in Action. Additionally, he was a member of the football and wrestling teams. Michael will attend Columbia University in the fall.
Ren Hao Wu.
来自河北省石家庄市的吴仁豪今天获得高中毕业证书，他将前往伊利诺伊大学以巴拿上并分校学习研究。Gavin is an international student from Shijiazhuang, China. He was the recipient of the Rochester Institute of Technology Book Award and was voted Best Delegate at the UMass Model United Nations competition. He was also the president of the Chemistry Club and vice president of the Student Council. Gavin will attend the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in the fall.
Matthew James Pearl.
Matthew hails from Medford. While at Malden Catholic, he was inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and was a 4-year member of the swim team. He participated in mock trial, Crystal 99, and the Drama Club. He also received the Clarkson College Book Award. Matthew will attend Brandeis University in the fall.
Kellen O'Neill Field.
Kellen lives in Gloucester. He was also a 4-year Catholic Conference All-Star in football, winning the Boston Globe All-Scholastic Award. He was the recipient of the Holy Cross College Book Award, a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, and a Catholic Conference All-Star in baseball. Kellen will attend Amherst College in the fall.
Sean Matthew Aria.
A resident of Winthrop, Sean was the co-president of the Art Club, the arts editor of the Crystal 99, and a member of the soccer team. He was also inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Sean will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Zhao Yan Du.
杜教阳今天获得了他的高中毕业证书。他来自河北省承德市。接下来，他将前往纽约大学 Jin Yi Bu Fa Zhang. David is an international student from Chengde, China. He was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He was also the cultural chair of the Student Council and the senior officer of the International Student Club. David will attend New York University in the fall.
Timothy Michael Matthews.
Hailing from Arlington, Tim is a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He was a 4-year member of both Habitat for Humanity and Lancers in Action. He was also a member of the hockey, lacrosse, and golf teams. Tim will be attending Villanova University in the fall.
Andrew Murphy.
A native of Medford, Andrew was the recipient of the Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Book Award. He was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, Lancers in Action, Habitat for Humanity, the Spanish Club, Student Council, and the Track and Field program. Andrew will attend Fairfield University in the fall.
Jia Shi.
是家来自广东省福山市，他今天荣获高中毕业证书。下一步，他将前往加利福尼亚大学圣地亚哥分校研究学习。Elvis, an international student from Foshan, China, was the recipient of the Rochester Institute of Technology Book Award. He finished in 6th place nationally in the online model bridge competition and was the top Malden Catholic finisher at the New England Math League. Elvis will attend the University of California at San Diego in the fall.
Cameron Joseph Albert.
Hailing from Wilmington, Cam is the son of Girls Catholic graduate Jeanette Paterna Albert, class of 1989. He was a captain in indoor and outdoor track, winning the Tri-County League All-Star Award for indoor. He also played soccer all 4 years at MC. Cam will attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall.
Thomas Edward Albert.
Tom is from Beverly and was an assistant captain in hockey, earning Catholic Conference All-Star recognition. He also volunteered at Mission of Deeds in Reading. Tom will attend the New Hampton School in the fall.
Benjamin Amico.
Ben lives in Saugus and is the son of MC graduate Phil Amico Jr., class of 84. He was a member of the cross-country and indoor and outdoor track teams. Ben will attend Worcester State University in the fall.
Alexander L. Andrade.
Alex is from Malden. He was a member of the baseball program and coaches baseball in his hometown. He will be attending the Peterson School in the fall.
Harrison Peter Baresi.
Harrison is a Melrose native and follows in the footsteps of his MC graduate brothers, Jack, class of 2014, and Dan, class of 2015. Additionally, he was a 4-year member of the swim team. Harrison will be attending the University of Massachusetts, Boston in the fall.
Nikolai Bazanov.
Nikolai is an international student from St. Petersburg, Russia. He participated in MC's hockey program, was a member of the North American 3 Hockey League, and was a 4-year member of the International Student Club. Nikolai will attend Berkeley College, New York City, Midtown in the fall.
Adam Salvi Boulall.
A resident of Wakefield, Adam was a member of mock trial in the football teams. He has volunteered with Bread of Life in the Greater Boston and Interfaith Food Banks. Adam will attend Suffolk University in the fall.
Michael Shakur Boyd.
Michael comes to MC from Malden. He was a 4-year captain of the varsity basketball team, earning team MVP honors, 4 selections as a Catholic Conference All-Star, and a place in MC's 1,000-point club. He also coaches Malden youth basketball. Michael will attend the University of Massachusetts, Boston in the fall.
Thomas Manuel Burns.
Tommy hails from Melrose. While at Malden Catholic, he was a 4-year member of the soccer team. He was also a volunteer tutor. Tommy will attend Plymouth State University in the fall.
Christopher Cafferty.
Christopher is a native of Medford. He is an SFX scholar, a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, and the recipient of the Xerox Innovation and Information Technology Award. He was a captain and 4-year member of the swim team, competing in both states and sectionals, and participated in Habitat for Humanity. Christopher will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Robert John Caldarelli, Jr.
Robert is a resident of Revere. At MC, he was a 4-year member of the mock trial team, of which he was a captain. In his sophomore year, he won the Outstanding Witness Award for the club. He also participated in freshman basketball. Robert will attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall.
John Walter Camozzi.
Johnny hails from Groveland. At Malden Catholic, he has been a 4-year member of the baseball team and has participated in cross country and football. Johnny will attend Stonehill College in the fall.
Anthony Vincent Capone.
Anthony is a resident of Saugus. He participated in the cross country program and was a member of the football team during his time at MC. He was a volunteer junior sensei at a martial arts program and a volunteer with St. Anthony's basketball. Anthony will attend Salem State University in the fall.
Nicholas James Capraro.
Nick lives in Medford. He was a member of the MC basketball program and played AAU and Summer League basketball. He was also a camp counselor in Medford. Nick will attend the University of New Hampshire in the fall.
Stephen Charles Cardarelli.
Stephen lives in Wilmington. His 2 older brothers are also Malden Catholic graduates. Matthew, class of 2012, and Andrew, class of 2014. During his time here, Stephen was a member of the soccer team, served as co-chair of Lancers in Action, and lent his vocal talents to the chorale and music ministry programs. Additionally, he was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Stephen will attend Merrimack College in the fall.
Brennan Jeremiah Carrier.
Brennan hails from Charlestown. His 3 older brothers are also Malden Catholic graduates. Reardon Kanata, class of 2006, Nolan Carrier, class of 2010, and Ronan Carrier, class of 2016. He participated in the Walk for Hunger. Brennan will attend Merrimack College in the fall.
James Joseph Casali.
James lives in Wakefield and is the grandson of MC graduate Joseph Morgan, class of 56. He was a member of the cross-country and track teams during his time at MC. He also has participated in Habitat for Humanity and Lancers in Action. James will attend Fitchburg State University in the fall.
Kyle Bruce Casey.
Kyle comes to Malden Catholic from Boxford. He was a member of the MC hockey team for 4 years and served as its assistant captain. He also coached youth hockey. Kyle is working on a college decision at this time.
Noah Abraham Chima.
Noah resides in Melrose. While at Malden Catholic, Noah was a member of Habitat for Humanity, as well as the swim and outdoor track teams. He was also inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Noah will attend the Eisenberg School of Management at the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Kyle James Chu.
A native of Woburn, Kyle was a 4-year member of the lacrosse and football teams. He was recognized as a Catholic Conference All-Star for football. Kyle will attend St. Anselm College in the fall.
Daniel Quello.
Daniel resides in Malden. He was a 4-year member of both the football team and the Lancers in Action. He was inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and is a member of the Spanish Honor Society. Daniel will attend the University of Massachusetts, Boston.
Brian Patrick Coles.
Brian hails from Stoneham. He has been a 4-year member of Habitat for Humanity and Lancers in Action. As a junior, Brian participated in the chorale program. Brian will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Justin Collins.
Justin is a native of Wilmington. He was a member of the hockey team and served as captain in both his junior and senior years. He was recognized as both an All-Scholastic and Catholic Conference All-Star. Justin will play junior hockey post-graduation.
Joseph James Crowley.
Joseph hails from Saucus. His father, Joe, is an alum from the class of 1987. Joe was a 3-year member of the MC football team and served as a captain on the MC wrestling team, for which he received the Coach's Award. Joseph will attend High Point University in the fall.
Zimin Dai.
这位接收高中毕业证书的是戴子明，他来自浙江省温州市。今年秋天，他将进入加利福尼亚大学圣地亚哥分校进行下一步学习。Dan, an international student from Wenzhou, China, was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He was also captain of the cross-country team and received the team's Coach's Award. Dan was a member of Habitat for Humanity and the International Students Swim Team representative. Dan will attend the University of California at San Diego this fall.
Nicholas James D'Amico.
Nicholas is a native of Saucus. His father, James, graduated in MC's class of 1988. Nick was a member of both Habitat for Humanity and Lancers in Action. Nick will attend Merrimack College in the fall.
Brendan Min Dao.
Brendan resides in Revere. He has served as vice president of the Spanish Club for 3 years and is an SFX scholar. He is also a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and the recipient of the Rensselaer Medal for Math and Science. Brendan will attend Wentworth Institute of Technology in the fall.
Kirby Delino.
Kirby hails from Cambridge. While at Malden Catholic, he participated in the football and baseball programs. He volunteered at Walk for Hunger, Harvard Square Soup Kitchen, and Malden Catholic open houses. Kirby will attend Suffolk University in the fall.
Cameron Del Valle.
Cameron resides in Charlestown. During his junior and senior years, he played on the MC hockey team and received the Boston Bruins Sportsmanship Award. He also volunteered in Charlestown youth hockey, Little League, and camp programs. Cameron will attend St. Anselm College in the fall.
Luke Henry DeRico.
Luke hails from Melrose. His brother, Jack, is a 2014 Malden Catholic graduate. Luke is the recipient of the Regis College Book Award and an SFX scholar, and a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He is also a member of the Spanish Honor Society and a 3-year member of the Model Bridge Club. Luke will attend Southern Methodist University in the fall.
Connor William Dillingham.
Connor is a resident of Malden. During his time at MC, Connor participated in the art club and was a 4-year member of the JV and varsity wrestling teams. Connor will be attending Regis College in the fall.
Nolan Joseph Doherty.
Nolan is a resident of Charlestown. He was a member of the hockey program during his time at Malden Catholic. He also volunteered at the Charlestown Boys and Girls Club and Community Center. Nolan will attend the University of New Hampshire in the fall.
Kevin William Driscoll.
Kevin hails from Melrose. He is a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and the recipient of the Wheeling Jesuit University Book Award. During his time at Malden Catholic, he participated in Habitat for Humanity, Lancers in Action, and outdoor track. Kevin will attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall.
Michael Thomas Driscoll Jr.
Michael is a native of Woburn. He was a 4-year member of the soccer program and a member of the hockey, indoor track, and lacrosse teams. During his time at Malden Catholic, he has participated in Habitat for Humanity and Lancers in Action. Michael will attend St. Anselm College in the fall.
Raymond Michael Dufour.
Ray resides in Stoneham. During his time at MC, he has volunteered with special needs students, teaching them to skate and swim. He has also volunteered at Winchester Hospital. Ray will attend Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Services in the fall.
Alex John Eaton.
Alex hails from Revere. He was a 4-year member of the football and track teams. He coached Pop Warner and youth baseball in his hometown. He was also a swim instructor at the Reading YMCA. Alex will attend Palm Beach Atlantic University in the fall.
Dante Martin D'Aquila Egizi.
Dante came to MC from Beverly. While at Malden Catholic, Dante was a member of the soccer team, for which he was a two-time Catholic Conference All-Star and MC Athlete of the Week. He was also a member of the 30-Day Challenge Club, Habitat for Humanity, Lances in Action, and the track, baseball, and lacrosse teams. Dante will attend Springfield College in the fall.
Christopher Elias El Cooley.
Chris is a resident of Saugus. His older brother, Rashid, is a 2015 graduate of Malden Catholic. While at MC, Chris was a member of the soccer team. Chris will attend Merrimack College in the fall.
Derek Wagner Elise.
Derek is a resident of Saugus. In his time at Malden Catholic, he was a part of the Chuts Club and played football and rugby. Derek will attend Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in the fall.
Ahmadine Ibn Musa Fall.
Ahmadine hails from Malden. While at MC, he was a member of the soccer team and the robotics club. Ahmadine will attend Boston University in the fall.
John Michael Fionda.
John is a Woburn resident. While at MC, he was a 3-year member of the Habitat for Humanity and a 4-year member of the football team, for which he was named a Catholic Conference All-Star. John will attend Salve Regina University in the fall.
David Anthony Fisher.
Dave hails from Revere. While at Malden Catholic, he was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and a 4-year member of the baseball team. Dave will attend the Honors College at the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall.
Bowen Fu.
来自陕西省西安市的傅博文，今天获得高中毕业证书。他将进入加拿大麦吉尔大学学习深造。Bowen, an international student from Xi'an, China, was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He also received an Honorable Mention Key Award at the Massachusetts Boston Globe Scholastic Arts Competition and was a senior officer of the International Student Club. Bowen will attend McGill University in the fall.
Joseph Anthony Dorino.
Joey resides in Malden. While at MC, he was a 3-year member of the varsity hockey team, for which he received the MC Student Athlete of the Week honors. Joey will attend Salve Regina University in the fall.
Stephen Michael Holmberg.
Steve lives in Melrose. He was a 3-year member of the lacrosse team and ran indoor track. He participated in the MC Quiz Bowl and volunteered at the Walk for Hunger and MC Open House. Steve will attend Arizona State University in the fall.
Jacob Thomas Harden.
Jake resides in Gloucester. In his time at Malden Catholic, Jake was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He was also a 4-year member of the baseball and golf teams, receiving Catholic Conference All-Star honors in golf. Jake will attend Quinnipiac University in the fall.
Rin-Ching Hu.
胡润兴来自直辖市天津，在今天获得高中毕业证书后，下一步他将前往东北大学继续他的学业。Nick is an international student from Tianjin, China. While at MC, Nick was inducted as a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He also received a Gold Key Award from Massachusetts Boston Globe Scholastic Arts Foundation in photography and was a 2-year member of the Crystal 99. Nick will attend Northeastern University in the fall.
James Patrick Hutchinson.
A resident of Topsfield, James is the grandson of Tim Guinan Jr., an MC graduate from the class of 1941. James was a 4-year member of Lances in Action and Habitat for Humanity, as well as the football and swim teams. He served on the Lances in Action Executive Board and the Student Council and received the Campus Ministry Service and Loyalty Award. James will attend the United States Merchant Marine Academy in the fall.
Peter Joseph Iacoi.
Peter hails from Boston. He was a member of the lacrosse and wrestling teams. He also participated in Lancers in Action. Peter will attend Quinnipiac University in the fall.
Lucas Robert Jansen.
A resident of Melrose, Lucas is the grandson of MC graduate Robert Landrigan, class of 1944. Lucas was a member of Habitat for Humanity and was inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Additionally, he was the recipient of the St. Anselm College Book Award and earned a gold medal on the National Spanish exam. Lucas will attend Marist College in the fall.
Nico Carmen Johnson.
Nico is a resident of Stonewall. He was a member of both the football and wrestling teams and was named a Catholic Conference All-Star for wrestling. He was also a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Nico will attend Sacred Heart University in the fall.
Zonglin King.
现在高中毕业证书颁发给柯宗明，他来自浙江省杭州市，今年秋天他将前往圣路易斯大学学习。Henry is an international student from Hangzhou, China. He was a senior officer of the International Student Club and a member of the math team. Henry will attend St. Louis University in the fall.
James Joseph Kelby.
James hails from Saugus. He was a 4-year member of the baseball team. He also volunteered with Hunger for Justice and worked with the MC Quiz Bowl and Saugus Little League. James will attend Nichols College in the fall.
Cameron Michael Kelly.
A resident of Medford, Cameron followed in the footsteps of his brother Andrew, a graduate of the Malden Catholic class of 2014. Cameron was a 4-year member and captain of both the basketball and soccer teams and earned a Catholic Conference honors for both. He also served 3 years on the student council and was a sports editor of the Crystal 99. Cameron will attend Elon University in the fall.
David John Lennon Jr.
Dave is a native of Woburn. He was the recipient of the Lemoyne College Book Award, an SFX scholar, and a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He also participated in Lancers in Action and the track team. Dave will attend the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in the fall.
Nicholas John Labori.
A resident of Peabody, Nick was a 4-year member of the baseball team. He also participated in Walks for Hunger. Nick will attend the University of Massachusetts, Boston in the fall.
Adam Manicus Liu.
Adam hails from Melrose. His brother Ethan graduated from MC with the class of 2015. Adam was secretary of the Spanish club. He was also a 2-year member of the soccer team and has been involved with Model Bridge for the past 3 years. Adam will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Dai Yu Lu.
吕大友是一名来自黑龙江省哈尔滨市的学生，他今天获得他的高中毕业证书，他将前往波士顿学院深造发展。Jeff is an international student from Harbin, China. He was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and the winner of 2 silver keys from photography at the Massachusetts Boston Globe Scholastic Art Competition. He was the vice president of the Chemistry Club and an officer of the International Student Club. Jeff will attend Boston College in the fall.
Brendan Andrew Maloney.
Brandon is a native of Woburn. His brother, Connor Maloney, is a member of MC's class of 2013. Brandon is a 4-year member of the hockey team and played freshman baseball. Brandon will attend the Berkshire School in the fall.
Peter Christopher Mamakos.
Peter is a resident of Malden. He was a 3-year member of the football team. Peter will attend Fitchburg State University in the fall.
Joseph John Marini Jr.
Joe resides in Nahant. His brother Dan is an MC alumnus from the class of 2013. Joe was the recipient of the St. Michael's College Book Award, an SFX scholar, and a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He was also a member of the baseball, football, and wrestling teams. Joseph will attend Fairfield University in the fall.
Nicholas Robert Marino.
Nick is a resident of Melrose. He has faithfully assisted the brothers with landscaping at the residence in Melrose for 4 years. He also volunteers at St. Elizabeth Medical Center. Nick will be attending Massachusetts Bay Community College in the fall.
Matthew McCarthy.
A resident of Melrose, Matt was a member of both Campus Ministry and Lancers in Action. He also participated in the inaugural service trip to Jamaica during his junior year. Matt will attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall.
Paul John McCarthy.
PJ comes to MC from Wakefield. He played freshman lacrosse and has been a 4-year member of the golf team. He also volunteered at Mission of Deeds in Reading. PJ will attend Sacred Heart University in the fall.
Nolan Patrick McLaughlin.
Nolan is a native of Charlestown. During his time at MC, Nolan was a 3-time dodgeball champion. He was involved in the Boys and Girls Club and a teen peer leadership program in Charlestown. Nolan will attend Merrimack College in the fall.
Alejandro Medina.
Alejandro is a native of Revere. At MC, he participated in football, and he has been team manager for the basketball team since his sophomore year. He also volunteered with Revere Youth Soccer. Alejandro will attend the University of Massachusetts, Boston in the fall.
Thomas Patrick Mello.
Tom hails from Stoneham. His brother, Kevin, is a member of MC's class of 2013. Tom was a member of the soccer, swim, and outdoor track teams, as well as Habitat for Humanity, Lancers in Action, and the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He was the recipient of the Stonehill College Book Award. Tom will attend Union College in the fall.
William Paul Montgomery.
Will is a native of Byfield. His grandfather, Paul Gillespie, was an alumnus of MC, class of 1958. Will was a member of the football and basketball teams and served as student council secretary. He was also a Catholic Conference All-Star in baseball. Will plans to attend St. Lawrence University in the fall.
Daniel John Moran.
Danny hails from Woburn. His brother Jerry is a member of MC's class of 2014. Danny played on the golf and hockey teams for all 4 years at MC. He also volunteered with Habitat for Humanity and the Woburn Youth Hockey Challenge program. Danny will attend Norwich University in the fall.
David Reno Morrill III.
A resident of Danvers, Dave played on the baseball team for the past 4 years and plays AAU baseball. He volunteered at the Walk for Hunger and Project Bread. An honor roll student, Dave earned a silver medal on the National Spanish exam. Dave will attend Salve Regina University in the fall.
Joseph Robert Morrissey.
Hailing from Medford, Joseph joins his brothers Edward, class of 2007, and John, class of 2009, as MC alums. Joseph was a member of the lacrosse team and a 4-year member of the football team. Joseph will attend the University of New Haven in the fall.
Nicholas Napoli.
Nicholas hails from Winthrop. He was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and Habitat for Humanity. A Red Cross certified lifeguard, Nick was a member of the MC swim team, Metro Swim League, and Viking Volunteers. Nicholas will study at High Point University in the fall.
Matthew Gerard O'Leary.
Matt lives in Saugus. His grandfather, James McElroy, is an MC graduate with the class of 1948. Matt was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, Crystal 99, and Lancers in Action. Matt will attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall.
Matthew Stephen O'Terry.
A native of Melrose, Matthew was a member of the soccer, indoor track, and rugby teams. He served as photo editor of the Crystal 99 and the Student Council Publicity Chair, and was a member of Lancers in Action, Habitat for Humanity, and the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Matthew will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Samuel Webster Palmisano.
Sam is a resident of Oxford. He was a member of the lacrosse and indoor track teams. He has volunteered with the Walk for Hunger and the Quiz Bowl. Sam will attend the University of New England in the fall.
Mark Thomas Panzini.
Hailing from Malden, Mark was a member of the lacrosse team. Additionally, Mark has participated in the Spanish Club, serving as vice president in his senior year. He was a member of Habitat for Humanity, Lancers in Action, and the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Mark will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Joseph Carlo Paratori.
A native of Melrose, Joseph was a member of Lancers in Action. Additionally, he volunteered at his local parish church. Joseph will attend Arizona State University in the fall.
Emmett Parker.
Emmett comes to MC from Boston. He participated in Model United Nations while at Malden Catholic. Emmett will attend Loyola University in New Orleans in the fall.
Ryan Joseph Pasco.
Ryan hails from Saugus. His brother Daniel was a member of MC's class of 2014. Ryan was a member of Lancers in Action and also played freshman lacrosse. Ryan will attend Norwich University in the fall.
Nico Pascos.
Nico is a resident of Everett. He was a 3-year member of the track team, participated in Habitat for Humanity, and was an honor roll student. Nico will attend Curry College in the fall.
Matthew James Pasquale.
Matthew comes to MC from Saugus. His brother Justin was a graduate in the Malden Catholic class of 2015. He was a member of the basketball team as a freshman. He also volunteered with the Walk for Hunger. Matthew will attend North Shore Community College in the fall.
Alex Fahn.
Alex is a resident of Revere. He was a member of chorale and music ministry and played piano at numerous Malden Catholic events. He was also a member of the swim team. Alex will attend Regis College in the fall.
Curtis William Philpott.
Curtis hails from Medford. His brother, Christopher, graduated from MC in 2013. Curtis was a 4-year member of the basketball team and a captain in his senior year. He was named to the Comcast All-Tournament team for Division II. He also plays AAU basketball and coaches youth basketball. Curtis will attend Merrimack College in the fall.
Giovanni Picarello.
Giovanni is a resident of Medford. He participated in MC's football program. He also works as a pastry chef. He will attend Newberry College in the fall.
Benjamin George Pierce.
A resident of Melrose and the son of Girls Catholic graduate Amy Hallisey Pierce, class of 1982. Benjamin was a 4-year member of the swim team and a captain in his senior year. He also was a 4-year member of Lancer Buddies and rode for the Crystal 99. Benjamin will attend Marist College in the fall.
Michael Anthony Vittori.
Michael hails from Boston. He played CYO basketball and volunteered at the Madonna della Cava Society. Michael will attend the University of Massachusetts, Boston in the fall.
Rocco Prestia.
Rocco was a resident of Peabody. He was a 4-year member of Lancers in Action. He was also active in campus ministry and received their Simplicity, Compassion, and Humility Awards in his freshman, sophomore, and junior years, respectively. Rocco will attend Bryant University in the fall.
Quinn Robert Reynolds.
Quinn comes to MC from Wilmington. His grandfather, William Green, was a graduate of Malden Catholic's class of 1957. He was a 4-year member of the varsity soccer team and received Catholic Conference All-Star honors. He was also a member of Habitat for Humanity and the Crystal 99. Quinn will attend the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, in the fall.
Stephen Gerard Rich.
Stephen resides in East Boston. He was a member of the basketball team during his freshman year and a 3-year member of the swim team. He also volunteered with the Walk for Project Bread. Stephen will attend Suffolk University in the fall.
William Brian Riley Jr.
William hails from Medford. He was inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, where he served as secretary. He was also a member of the mock trial team and served as captain in his junior and senior years. Additionally, he had participated in Habitat for Humanity, music ministry, the Crystal 99 and the Spanish Club. William will attend Boston College in the fall.
Michael Anthony Ronan.
Michael is a resident of Melrose. His brother, John Ronan, is an alum from the class of 2012. Michael is a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and was a 4-year participant in Habitat for Humanity, where he served as the head of the building committee. Michael will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Nicholas Rufo.
Nicholas resides in Wilmington. His brother, John, is a member of MC's class of 2012. Nicholas was a member of the freshman basketball team, intramural basketball, and the sports management club. Nicholas will attend Sacred Heart University in the fall.
Michael Shaba.
Michael is a native of Sodom. He played freshman basketball and was a 3-year member of the football team. Academically, Michael achieved second honors in both his junior and senior years. Michael will attend Bryant University in the fall.
Liam Patrick Shaughnessy.
Liam is a resident of Medford. His grandfather, James A. Lynch Jr., is an MC graduate with the class of 1948. Liam is a 4-year member of Habitat for Humanity, serving as executive board secretary, and a 4-year member of the art club, which he led as the club president. Liam also served as news editor for the Crystal 99, participated in the Spanish Club, and was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. Liam will attend Union College in the fall.
Wang Ten Yu Shen.
现在荣获高中毕业证书的是来自浙江省台州市临海市的沈王腾岳，他接下来将前往本特利大学继续深造。Sam is an international student from Taizhou, China. He was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society. He also finished in first place among Malden Catholic students in the American Mathematics Competition 12 exam and was the vice president of the Model Bridge Club. Sam will attend Bentley University in the fall.
Mu Ping Shi.
现在接收高中毕业证书的是来自青海省西宁市的石木平，他未来将前往西雅图大学继续发展。Tim, an international student from Qinghai, China, was a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society and a senior officer of the International Student Club. He was also a founding member of the Photography Club and served as its chair. Tim will attend Seattle University in the fall.
Robert William Shields Jr.
Robert hails from Saugus. He was a member of the baseball team and participated in Habitat for Humanity and MCLI. Robert will attend the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in the fall.
Connor Robert Smith.
Connor resides in Melrose. He was a member of Lancers in Action, a staff writer for the Crystal 99, a participant in Habitat for Humanity, and secretary of the Spanish Club. He was also a member of the basketball team. Connor will attend Assumption College in the fall.
Liam Mark Smith.
Liam comes to MC from Wakefield. He was a 4-year member of the football team and a team captain. He also played rugby in his freshman and sophomore years and was a 4-year member of Lancers in Action. Liam will attend Trinity College in Dublin, Ireland in the fall.
Maxwell Robert Smith.
Hailing from Somerville, Max was a member of the soccer team in his sophomore and junior years and is a 4-year participant in Habitat for Humanity. He also volunteered with the Lancer Buddies Outreach Program. Maxwell will attend Marist College in the fall.
William Charles Smith.
William is a resident of Malden. His brother, Brian Smith, preceded him as an MC graduate of the class of 2015. Will has been an active participant in the community service outside of the school during his time at Malden Catholic. William will attend Southern New Hampshire University in the fall.
Joshua Sola.
Josh hails from Bedford. He was a member of the baseball program and an SFX scholar. He is also a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Josh will attend Northeastern University in the fall.
Anthony Lorenzo Sorrentino.
A native of Saugus, Anthony has been an active member of Lancers in Action and the Spanish Club. He also participated in the Jamaica service trip. Anthony will attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell in the fall.
Joseph Diamond Spinoza.
Joe resides in Saugus. He is an SFX scholar, as well as a member of Habitat for Humanity and the Spanish Honor Society. He was also awarded a gold medal for the National Spanish Exam. Joe will attend Boston University in the fall.
Jonah Paul Sinclair.
Jonah comes to MC from Medford. He was a 4-year member of the basketball program. He also volunteered at his local food pantry and with the Walk for Hunger. Jonah will attend Roger Williams University in the fall.
Andrew Lewis St. Clair.
Andrew hails from Malden. He was a member of the football and track programs during his time at MC. He also volunteered at Brooksby Village and his church food pantry. Andrew will attend Assumption College in the fall.
Colin Patrick Sullivan.
Colin is a Charlestown resident. He was a 4-year member of the football team and served as captain. He volunteered at the Light the Night Walk and is a lifeguard for Boston Youth and Families. Colin will attend Bunker Hill Community College in the fall.
Jack Thomas Sullivan.
Jack hails from Danvers. He played both hockey and lacrosse all 3 years after transferring to MC. He also volunteered with Walk for Hunger. Jack will attend Quinnipiac University in the fall.
Michael Stephen Sullivan.
Michael resides in Wakefield. His brother, Matthew, graduated as a member of the class of 2014. While at MC, Michael was a member of the rugby team. Michael will attend St. Anselm College in the fall.
Quinlan Matthew Sullivan.
Quinlan is a Charlestown native. He played hockey in his junior year and football as both a junior and a senior. Quinlan will enter immediately into the workforce.
Richard Thomas Swerk II.
Richard is a resident of Saugus. He was a 4-year member of the wrestling, rugby, and soccer teams, and served as a rugby captain in both his junior and senior years. He is also a member of the robotics and STEM clubs. Richard will attend Champlain College in the fall.
Paul Casimir Schultz.
Paul lives in Boston. While at MC, he was a 4-year member of the basketball program and plays AAU basketball. He also volunteers with the NEAA in the North End. Paul will attend Franklin Pierce University in the fall.
Brian William Tercetti.
Brian is a Saugus resident. He played football in his freshman and sophomore years and ran outdoor track as a junior. He was also a 4-year participant in MC's basketball program, including as manager in his senior year. Brian will attend Merrimack College in the fall.
Jeffrey Lang.
Jeffrey lives in Charlestown. His brother, Hugh Long, graduated from Malden Catholic in 2013. Jeff was a 4-year member of the swim team. He was also inducted into the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, participated in Habitat for Humanity, and founded the Ping Pong Club. Jeff will attend the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall.
Tyler K. Webb.
Tyler, a Melrose resident, is the grandson of Mary Ann Capizzi Carino of the Girls Catholic class of 1958. He was a member of the football and basketball teams, worked with Habitat for Humanity, and wrote for the Crystal 99. He is also a member of the Brother Gilbert chapter of the National Honor Society, served as athletic chair of the Student Council, and received the George Eastman Young Leaders Book Award. Tyler will attend Marist College in the fall.
Brian Scott Woods.
Brian hails from Revere. His brother, Jason, is a member of the MC class of 2015. Brian was a member of the football team in his freshman and sophomore years. He also played lacrosse, was a 4-year member of Habitat for Humanity. Brian will attend Springfield College in the fall.
Scott Mitchell Ronsky.
Scott resides in Medford. His brother Richard and his father Richard are members of the class of 2015 and 1983, respectively. Scott participated in Model UN as a junior. He also served as the president of the Anime Club. Scott will attend Bunker Hill Community College in the fall.
Nicholas Casey Wyman.
Nicholas lives in Malden. His mother, Pauline McNamara Wyman, is a graduate of Girls Catholic from the class of 1978, and his brother, Corey, graduated from Malden Catholic in 2013. Nicholas was a member of the music ministry, the MC Rock Project, and the Anime Club during his time at MC. Nicholas will attend Southern New Hampshire University in the fall.
Matthew Paul Yannikopoulos.
Matthew, a Wakefield resident, is the grandson of Patricia Barrow Murphy, a Girls Catholic graduate from the class of 1961. He played baseball in grades 9 and 10 and was a 4-year member of the varsity hockey team, for which he was named captain as a senior. He also volunteered with the Walk for Hunger. Matthew will play junior hockey in the fall.
Bo Hao Yong Shun.
现在，高中毕业证书颁发给郑博浩勇。他来自深圳市，下一步他将远赴澳大利亚悉尼的麦考瑞大学学习。Eden is an international student from Shenzhen, China. He has traveled to more than 20 countries and was a senior officer of the International Student Club. Eden will attend Macquarie University in Sydney, Australia in the fall.
I present to you the Malden Catholic class of 2007.
Today's valedictory address will be delivered by Max Thomas Doherty.
Good afternoon, Mr. Doherty, Brother Puccio, administration, faculty, staff, families, friends, and members of the class of 2017. We gather here today to say goodbye to high school and to rejoice in the successes we have achieved over the past 4 years. For all of us, high school has had its ups and downs. We've had our good times, like passing the test or celebrating 2 Super 8 championships. We've had our bad times, like writing research papers or being forced to read Dorothy Day's autobiography in theology class. But all of these memories have culminated to today, the day we become alumni of Malden Catholic High School. Now here at MC, we truly are a family. Over the past 4 years, we've laughed together, we've cried together, and we've supported one another. When families come together, they often share stories and fond memories with each other. The Malden Catholic family is no different. So today, as we gather together for one last time, I would like to share the stories and memories of our MC family, the class of 2017. For me, Malden Catholic has been full of memories. From Mr. Gregory giving his "What are you looking at?" speech, to just going to sports games with friends. While my favorite MC memories involve mock trial, I would like to talk about 2 other memories I have from my time at MC. Of course, the first memories from the first day of freshman year. I walked into school anxious and excited and prepared myself for my first period class, geometry with Miss Malden. I walked in and I took my seat in the front row. Before I even opened my backpack, Miss Malden was already going. She was booping and talking about some random ranch. I don't think I'll ever forget walking out of that class and wondering what in the world had just happened. My next memory came sophomore year at the National Honor Society induction ceremony. I was nervous to go on stage in front of the entire auditorium. When my turn came and my name was called, I began to climb the stairs to go on stage. In front of everyone there, I tripped going up the stairs. I was horrified, but I thought maybe no one had noticed. I was wrong. Everyone reminded me of what I did, and some teachers even pretended to trip the next time that they saw me. This memory really makes me appreciate my onstage seating today and not having to conquer the stairs. But today is not all about me. Today is about all 136 graduates of Malden Catholic. So over the past week, I've been asking some of my classmates about their favorite MC memory. Many people recall the 2 Super 8 victories, especially beating the prep in overtime and the celebratory parade outside of MC. Other people said their favorite memories just consist of the simple moments, like morning bus rides to school, lunches spent sitting with friends, and sporting events. A few people talked about teachers in moments involving them, like listening to Spanish music in Miss Karatel's class and watching movies in Miss Lee's room. Some people referenced specific personal achievements, like when the football team beat CM in double overtime last year and participating in the Habitat for Humanity Collegiate Challenge. Some people named a class as their favorite memory, one of which was Mr. McHugh's Period G economics class. And others had specific moments, like Miss Imani's morning review sessions, after-school bowling games with friends, Mr. McCorney's fall from his chair during class, and Andrew St. Gordon's dance with the Texas choir. While we all have had different experiences here at MC, we can all clearly agree that we've had some pretty good times these past 4 years. Another memory that many people recall has been made over the past few weeks. In the lead up to AP tests, my time at school has really been filled with one major activity, basketball. Many of us seniors have had abbreviated schedules.
As I open this year's presentation of awards, it's with great pride and deep affection that I welcome to the ranks of Malden Catholic's alumni and members of the class of 2017. I invite Headmaster Mr. Thomas Doherty to present the following awards. The Valedictorian Award, presented with deep admiration to our top-ranking student of the class of 2017, Max Doherty. The Salutatorian Award, presented with sincere congratulations to the student ranking second in his class, Daniel Barletta. To the next 8 highest ranking students of this talented class, we present the Class Biographers Awards. Ranking 3rd, Christopher Schwarzy. 4th, John Albanese. 3rd, 5th, John Corbett. 6th, Cameron Arrigo. 7th, Michael Aguero. 8th, Renhao Wu. 9th, Matthew Hurl. 10th, Kellen Field. 'Congratulations once again, our top 10. The following awards are given by each academic department to young men who demonstrated particular interest and a special talent for the specific disciplines represented thus. These awards mirror the skills and work these students brought to teachers and their classes in that discipline over 4 years. With thanks to their teachers and praise to these students, I call on department chairs to present these awards. Mr. Eamon Casey, Chair, will present the Theology Award to Christopher Schwarzy. Ms. Angela Lee, Chair, will present the English Award to John Albanese and Max Doherty. Mrs. Maria Crotty, Chair, will present the Foreign Language Award in Spanish to Max Doherty. Mrs. Crotty will present the Foreign Language Award in Latin to John Albanese. Mrs. Crotty will also present the Foreign Language Award in Chinese to Christopher Schwarzy. Mr. Glenn Harvey, Chair, will present the Social Studies Award to Max Doherty. Mr. Harvey will also present the Business Award to Andrew Murphy. Dr. Diane Perito, STEM Director, will present the Mathematics Award to Dayu Liu and Christopher Schwarzy. Dr. Perito will present the Biology Award to Timothy Matthews. Perito will present the Chemistry Award to Christopher Schwarzy. Dr. Perito will present the Physics Award to Zhao Yin David Du. Mr. Brian O'Donnell, art teacher, will present the Art Award to Sean Aria. Mr. Raymond Barry, director, will present the Computer Award to Ja Elvis Chi. Athletic Director, Mr. Patrick Driscoll, will present the Physical Education Award to Michael Maguera. One of our graduates has completed his 4 years of high school with perfect attendance. An extraordinary accomplishment. With thanks to his parents, I recognize the following. Please come forward. Tim Matthews. I'm pleased to announce and call forward the recipients of several scholarships provided from restricted scholarship funds which we have received. The Edward Shaughnessy Scholarship is awarded to Robert Caldarelli, Jr. The Adelaide Breed Baird Foundation Scholarships, 4 of them, are awarded to Daniel Quello, Connor Dillingham, Joseph Guarino, and Andrew St. Gordon. The James Donovan 1937 Memorial Scholarship awarded to John Albanese and Kellen Field. The Piccolo Family Foundation Scholarship awarded to Connor Smith and Tyler Webb. For the Malden Catholic Alumni Association Legacy Scholarship, I invite forward Matt Fahrenkopf, MC Class of 2012. And the MCAA Legacy Scholarship is awarded to Michael Maguera. We now proceed with the major awards of our commencement program. Spirit is a word used to describe the enthusiasm, joy, camaraderie, concern, and involvement that we all experience here at Malden Catholic. By its definition, it is an elusive quality that we all possess to some certain degree. Some manifest it, though, in special ways. MC's School Spirit Award is given to a young man who personifies spirit by his attitudes and actions, by his dedication to the blue and gold that goes beyond reasonable expectations for a student. After consultation among students, faculty, administration, we enthusiastically present the Malden Catholic School Spirit Award for the class of 2017 to two young men, Max Doherty and Kellen Field. The Loyalty and Service Award is special to us because it focuses on the recipient's total person and his involvement in the Malden Catholic community. The loyalty here suggests that the recipient has helped to make Malden Catholic a wonderful place where every member of the MC family is able to experience a sense of belonging, encouragement, personal uniqueness. This person helps each of us to appreciate that simply being myself is a contribution to the school. The service dimension of the award reflects that the recipient demonstrates his sense of loyalty through his generous sharing of himself, his time, and his talents with us. This awards a profound and heartfelt sign of gratitude for a young man's loving presence to the MC family. We are pleased to present the Loyalty and Service Award to two worthy graduates, John Corbett and Michael Bagheera. The Zavarian Award is the final and ultimate award carrying with it the highest honor that Malden Catholic, the Zavarian Brothers sponsored schools, and the congregation of the Zavarian Brothers can confer on a graduate. Each year we attempt to identify a student with extraordinary gifts and talents who has distinguished himself in many ways. We seek a student who has involved himself fully in all areas of school life, demonstrating leadership and commitment to the people and tasks at hand. We seek a student who has involved himself fully with a broad spectrum of school life, demonstrating leadership, commitment to our mission, dedication to his classmates, as well as to underclassmen, to faculty, and to staff. He models the Zavarian charisms, the spiritual gifts of humility, simplicity, compassion, trust, and zeal. Malden Catholic High School and the Zavarian Brothers can offer this recipient of the Zavarian Award as an example of the finest product of the Zavarian Brothers sponsored education at Malden Catholic. As with our other major awards, we have sought the advice of students, faculty, and staff, and it is an honor for me to present the recipient of the Zavarian Award for the class of 2017, Christopher Schwarzy. It's my pleasure now to introduce our headmaster. Headmaster Mr. Thomas Doherty III has 16 years of experience in education as a teacher, coach, campus minister, advancement director, and principal. Following his years as principal at St. Bernard's High School in Connecticut, he was appointed Malden Catholic by Malden Catholic's Board of Trustees to be the school's 17th headmaster, a role that calls on him to be a pastor of our faith community, as well as steward to all of our institutional needs. As headmaster, he leads and cares for a very complex organization, steeped in Xaverian tradition and values, and poised for the ongoing excitement of the 21st century. We thank him for making this a growth-filled year. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Thomas Doherty.
To the class of 2017, Brother Puccio, administrators, faculty, staff, parents, friends, and honored guests. It's my privilege to stand before you today as we celebrate these 82nd commencement exercises of Malden Catholic. I'd like to begin by thanking the class of 2017 and offering my congratulations. I've enjoyed watching you grow into the men you are today. And on behalf of the entire Malden Catholic family, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to our alumni. Before I get to the written and more serious pieces of my speech, I will note that I teach sophomore math right next to the period G economics class earlier referenced, and I know how much they enjoy that class. I hear it almost every day. I also have this terrible thing at Malden Catholic where we have these great student speakers, and I'm forced to speak after them. So I said to Max the other day, how long is your speech? Do I have to talk a long time, or do you have it covered for me? He said, don't worry, Mr. Doherty, I have it covered. So I don't have as long a speech as I sometimes do, but Max did much better than I'm going to. It was flashbacks, Max, of the days when I had to speak after Brian Sr. You know how bad that was. Lately, I've spent a lot of time considering what is essentially Malden Catholic. Those things that must be closely guarded as we head into the next chapter of our history. One thing that's come up over and over as we interviewed members of our community is our motto, Plus Ultra. If you've ever gotten an email from me, you know that it goes Thomas Doherty, Headmaster, Malden Catholic, Plus Ultra. That's how I sign every email. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know that whenever we have a great student success, at the end of that tweet, you'll see the hashtag Plus Ultra. But beyond that, until this year, I hadn't given our motto that much thought. Then the other day, I was eating lunch in the cafeteria. It was freshman lunch, and it was coming to an end. And Mr. Bavaro was walking around, making sure everything was in order. And I saw him walk up to a group of freshmen who were just about to leave, and I heard him say, even if it's not your trash, pick it up, Plus Ultra. And I thought to myself, well, that's interesting. And I'll finish that story in a minute, but it really got me thinking. And so last night, when we were at Baccalaureate Mass, Father said, what does it mean to be a saint? And the definition that he settled on was that it was a friend of God. A saint is a friend of God. And I thought, that's really nice. I like that. But what's the plus ultra version of that? What do we need to do to go beyond? And I thought, well, what's more than a friend? And I thought, well, the answer is a brother. Maybe brotherhood is the plus ultra version of friendship. Max mentioned brotherhood and family in his speech. I actually have that written down right here, even though I didn't know Max's speech. I just know it's always going to come up. Why do we talk so much about brotherhood? And what's the difference between brotherhood and friendship? Certainly at other schools, people use words like graduate, teammate, classmates, and friends, and we use those words too. But we regularly use the word brother. What's the difference between a friend and a brother? At least on the surface, a brother seems like that more beyond version of friend. So I got to thinking about my own brother. I have a brother. And I think for those of you with a brother, I'd like you to think about him just for a minute. Maybe he is the greatest guy in the world. But maybe when you were younger, or even now, you didn't get along so well. That was the case for me and my brother. In fact, when I was a freshman in high school, and my brother was a sixth grader, he was bigger than me at the time, and he broke my arm. I kid you not, this is true. Maybe you have a brother, or maybe your parents have a brother who is the black sheep of the family, who is the person the rest of the family doesn't like that much, or maybe doesn't even talk to. I started thinking about all these things, and I thought, well, maybe a brother is not as good as a friend. Maybe it isn't the plus ultra version of friendship. And then I thought about my brother a little bit more. I thought about how much I loved him. I thought how I would do anything for him. I thought about how, even though we live 1,500 miles away from each other, and we often don't see eye to eye, that we have a special bond, one that can't be taken away. I started thinking about friends I've had, friends who I don't see anymore, friends who I've done things to hurt, friends who've done things to hurt me. Now, those people, they're not my friends anymore. You can stop being friends. You can never stop being brothers. The 136 of you seated here today are brothers. One of our other Zavarian schools uses the motto, brothers for life. It's not really necessary to say for life. That's the nature of a brother. There's no way to take away brother. No matter how far you go, no matter how long it is, you remain a part of this family. If you don't believe me, I want to acknowledge somebody who's here with us today. Mr. Eugene Pryor, who was a member of the class of 1947, is here celebrating the 70th anniversary of his graduation. Time does not diminish. Time does not diminish what it is to be part of a family. Mr. Pryor went to the Old Boys Catholic on Highland Ave, so the physical plant he sees today has nothing in common with the school that he went to. Buildings change all the time. I don't know if you realize it, but you are the last graduating class to have used the old library and the old science labs. And I remember well your first day that year when you came back as sophomores, because it was my first day. It was when I started here at MC. And there was so much excitement and enthusiasm about the new library and the new labs. Everybody was just through the roof to see this new facility that we had built. But now when we bring freshmen in, it's just the library. They're just the science labs. They never knew anything else, and so they don't know what it is to have these exceptional facilities. And it's easy to not appreciate what you have, and it's even easier to not appreciate what you have when you don't know anything else. You know how great the library is because you knew the old one. The students in your class, the first to go on a mission trip to another country, those who went to Jamaica, know how fortunate we are here in the United States because you've seen another world. And I hope that through your Christian service, many of you have seen how blessed we all are because you've seen the people you serve. Back to my story about Mr. Bavaro. After he told the boys to pick up the trash that wasn't theirs because of Plus Ultra, he did something remarkable. And maybe it doesn't seem so remarkable because, again, it's the type of thing that happens all the time here at MC. And so we just might look at it and not think twice. Mr. Bavaro picked up the trash that he just told them to pick up and threw it away himself. He could have told the boys to do it and walked away, teaching them the great lesson of Plus Ultra, but he went more beyond. Instead of teaching them Plus Ultra, he showed them Plus Ultra. All of us who have worked with you over the years, administrators, faculty, staff, coaches, we've tried to model Christ for you. We do our best to serve you, and in doing so, provide you an example of service, just as our Lord did when he washed the feet of his disciples. As we send you off today into the next chapter of your lives, we hope that we have imparted to you all that we could by both word and deed. And we trust that as you go out into the world, you will do the same. Not everyone has had the good fortune of a Malden Catholic education. In a way, it's like starting with the new library. Maybe you don't even realize sometimes how fortunate you are, how special this school is, how amazing it is to have these brothers for the rest of your lives. But in what I know about the members of this class, I think that you do, and I hope that you carry it with you forever. There is no doubt we are at a unique moment in history, and what we need in this world so badly right now is men who will go more beyond. Not just ones who will tell others how to be better, but ones who, like Mr. Bavaro and all your teachers, will combine teaching and doing. You don't have to do this. You can see the problems of the world and ignore them. You can see the problems of the world and tell other people to fix them. But if you are men of MC, and I know that you are, you will see the problems of the world and you will help make a difference. Even if, like that trash, it's not your problem. You didn't make it. You will go more beyond. I wish all of God's blessings on you in the years to come. Some of you will be back often, others rarely or never. But none of that matters. You are brothers, and Malden Catholic is your home. That is forever. Please never forget that. Congratulations, class of 27.
That concludes the class of 2017 commencement exercises. The faculty and graduates will exit from the left rear door, so please clear that aisle and kindly stay in place until the students have exited. Thank you, and may God bless us all.